YouTube friends, what's going on? David Lee back with a brand new video, and today we're talking about this guy over here, the Aputure 672C. Now when it comes to lights, most of us are focused on the best key light we can buy and best bang for your buck. So something like an Aputure 120D that I've owned. LED panels have a time and place where you need to use them. They can be used as a practical light, they can be used as an edge light, they can even be used as a key light under certain circumstances. As you can see right now, I have a 672 right next to me, creating a little bit of a rim light. It's not diffused, it's not being balanced how I would normally do it, but I figure since this is a product review, it'd be nice to actually, see the product. Now, finding a good quality light isn't necessarily the hardest thing, but having one that's reliable, having one that you know is going to work day in and day out, that's going to provide enough volume or intensity of light, and also bicolor. The Aputure 672 check marks all those boxes for me, and hopefully it does the same for you. Now, why would you want to invest in a LED panel? Well, if budget is something of your concern, you don't have $700 or $800 to spend on a 120D or 300D, then a light panel can save you a couple $100. This specific light, the 672, comes in at around $300, and for the intensity you get, for the duality of having bicolor, going from tungsten all the way up to 5500 Kelvin, it's a very versatile light. And one cool thing about the 672 is much like the other lights, the Light Storms, the 120, 300, the LS1/2s, you have this nifty little remote where you can control multiple lights, not having to fiddle around with settings, going back to your camera, seeing exactly what exposure change, going back to the light, adjust settings. Nope, you can do it all here with these remotes. So for instance, right now I have this, it's like at 10%, which is the lowest you can go for, I think, most of the lights. Right now, if I just use this little remote, say this edge light was maybe all the way in the back, maybe a little bit higher or bounced off of a bounce card or a reflector. Say it's like 10 feet away or 12 feet away, rather than having to go to the light to adjust it and look at the monitor for my exposure, I can basically just press this and it gets pretty freaking bright. You can see here it's not being diffused at all. I mean, just look at my hands, things like, it's like glowing. Let's bring this back down to something normal or pleasable. So just imagine you're on set filming a commercial, an interview, something where you need to light, and you don't have a gaffer or an assistant, someone helping you adjust intensity while you monitor the exposure with your waveform or false color. You have these remotes that come in super handy. And going back to controlling multiple lights, say in the event you have a 120D as your main key light, you can set that to group A, channel 1. You have your 672 as the edge light or rim light. You can set that to group B, channel 1, and be able to adjust both lights on the fly. Now, the one downside is you can't control the temperature on any of the lights using the remote, so maybe in the future we get that. But for instance, right now the LED is set to 5500 Kelvin, so daylight roughly. Right now if I adjust it, goes boom all the way down to 3200. If you want to play around, maybe you're looking for like something about like 4000 ish, right? Go a little bit higher, something maybe like 4800, and then you can go something a little bit cooler, 5500, right? So let's bring this down. So again, like right now I have it at 3200, nice little warm glow of an edge, and then my main key right now, in case anyone's wondering, is basically just window light. Nothing fancy, but I could have easily put up my 120D or another LED panel I have, set that to 5500, 5600, and good to go. Portability is another great thing, right? When you're an owner operator, someone bringing all of your own kit, or bringing your own kit, bringing all of your own gear yourself, a lot of times for me, I choose not to bring certain things just because it's just too much for me to carry or for me to bring around. And a lot of times, at least for myself, I have a lot of gear that I'm carrying by myself. So having an LED panel I can use as the edge light, a practical light, a rim light, and in some circumstances a key light can save my back and also save a little bit of wear and tear on my gear in the future. The Amaran 672 comes in a little protective pouch with the shoulder sling, which is super cool if you're going to a remote location. You can't carry a 120D or a 300D, but something like a light panel is enough for you to carry over your shoulder on a sling. They give you 2 Sony NP-F batteries already. My experience, they last you 4 to 5 hours of continuous use at the highest intensity, 100%, 99%. Pretty good, 4 to 5 hours, not too bad. It comes with the remote, as I mentioned before, and it also comes with a mounting bracket that's fully adjustable, so you can angle it high, you can angle it low, you can rotate it around if you need it to get different angles. Now, if you wanted to use this as a key light, you can. You just have to play around with your composition and your framing. The reason why I say that is because much like any of these LED powered lights, or just lights in general, the farther away the light is from your talent or your subject, then the harder the shadows are being created, not only on the talent, but also around the ambiance of your talent or subject. The closer it is, the less intensity you need, and the softer shadows are being formed when it comes to light wrapping around someone's face. I'll show you exactly what that looks like with these clips coming up now. All in all, for $300, light panels, LED panels are super handy to have. Not only are they versatile, but they're not going to break your bank. In the event, say you need 3 lights, but you don't want to have only just 1 key light and then not have anything else, you could purchase like 2 or 3 of the 672s, use it as a key light, use it as your edge light, use it as your practical lights. As far as any cons or weaknesses go, I can't really think of any. It's not built for a key light. It's not a 120D. It's not it's not a set of Kino flows. It's not a big light, but it's not designed to be a big light. It's designed to be an LED panel that's a supportive or an auxiliary light. For the price, $300, yeah, you could get something cheaper. Whether they work or not, whether they're reliable or not, that's something you need to consider and take the risk on. I choose to use Aputure Tech because everything I've bought from Aputure, everything that I use from Aputure has never broken down on me. Nothing's ever gone wrong. The team at Aputure is super cool guys. They have a great community of filmmakers and YouTubers using their gear. So with that being said, it's more trustworthy in my opinion. But I'll leave that up to you guys. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up. Would truly appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the 672 or any questions you may have using the Amaran 672. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And remember, friends, every day you have an opportunity to create your experience and to write and tell your own story. My name is David Lee, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video.